Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Wednesday, May 10th, and welcome to another episode of Style by Steve. I hope you guys all are doing awesome today. Our guest today is an 18-time award-winning writer, actor, and director. And I'm super excited to have him here in the dollhouse. If you hear some noise in the background, ladies and gentlemen, excuse it. That is my fan. It is like, what is the temperature today? Let's see. My goodness, it is like 80 degrees outside. It is super hot and we have no air conditioning. So please excuse me if you guys hear my fan running. But a diva must keep cool. I ain't trying to melt, y'all. Oh my God, Beyonce's Renaissance tour starts today, and I think the first place that she's hitting is Sweden. I'm super excited for that, and I hope you guys all are doing awesome today as I am. I'm super excited to have our very special guest, Levi Otis, joining us today. Make sure you guys share the live and let everyone know the Style by Stevie is live and in full effect. All right, Fashion Dolls, so without further ado, we're going to do a wellness check so that I can let everyone know how we're doing. I'm doing great today, and I hope you guys are awesome as well too. It is super hot, trying to keep cool, balance everything out, and it's a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot trying to keep cool and making sure that everything is in place, ripping and running all day today, and I hope you guys are doing just as awesome as I am. I want to give a very special shout out to my makeup artist and glam team here, Melanie Nalamai Bridges, for making sure that we are right each and every episode. And if you guys are wondering what look am I wearing today, the dress is called Cash Queen and it's from Fashion Nova. It is one of my newest looks, so I wanted to do something a little different than what I would normally do because I'm always in bright colors, but today I wanted to go for something more intimate, more sensual. And I think this dress does the job. We've got some more fashions coming soon, so you guys just have to stay tuned. But I'm super excited about Beyonce's Renaissance tour. And the first place that she's hitting is Sweden. So if you guys have not gotten your tickets, I've seen you guys posted your tour books and everything. So I'm super excited to see who's wearing what to the Renaissance tour. I know Janet Jackson is going on tour. I would love to go and see her as well too. And it's going to be a lot going on this summer. Meg Thee Stallion and Mariah Carey are going to be performing at Pride. You know, June is Pride Month. What else is going on? The Essence Fest, of course. So you guys just definitely stay tuned. And of course, I will have you covered with Beyonce's tour looks here on Style by Stevie because the fashions, she brings the fashions and she brings the stellar performances. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest today. Our guest today is an 18-time award-winning actor, writer, and director. And I'm super excited to have him here in the dollhouse. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Levi Otis. Let me go ahead and share this to him so that he can just come right on in. Because you guys know we're always going to have a great time here in the dollhouse. All right? There we go. There we go. I had to get it right. All right. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our incredibly talented special guest this afternoon, Levi Otis. Hello.
Good.
Hello.
How's everybody?
I'm doing great. How are you? This has been lonely and complicated.
You know, I'm doing okay. I had a little injury with my hand, but I'm doing okay.
I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad you're doing all right. So how has 2023 been for you thus far?
Woo, it's been big ideas in the making and several things to jump in the way. No.
Okay. So great things to come. I'm super excited to chat with you today to find that out. But before we can get into your new properties, let's go way back when. You were born in Cleveland, Ohio, but you grew up in Trenton, New Jersey. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. How many brothers and sisters?
Woo, I'm the oldest, but I have two sisters and a brother. So I come from a small family, basically. Just four of us all together. We have more animals than anything.
Oh my goodness. So at what age did you say, okay, this is something that I want to do? Because people know you as a writer and director, but they don't know you also as an actor. You are a man of many hats. You wear so many hats. So at what age did you discover the passion and say, okay, this is something that I want?
Well, you know what? This actually happened it happened in high school. And the funny thing is, I've always acted, but when I started creating my own projects, it was just easier for me to be in the back because I was wearing too many hats. So I just put myself in the back, but I was still acting, but it was on other people's. So I always was still acting, but you know, for 2023, I decided to put myself back on the side of the camera. So I'm looking to do that. But this all really stemmed in high school, to be honest. I took drama club. I had a great drama club teacher. She was a bit of a hippie, but I she thought outside the box, and I've always liked that from her. She was a little rebel, wore boots, but she was different. But I liked what she taught us, and I had approached her a long time after drama, and I told her, I was like, hey, I was like, I think this would be a really great group if we got into it and we dove into it and we got to do writing assignments, because we were doing a lot of movies, like we're going to plays, and we would sit around and discuss them. And I was like, yeah, that's fun. But I was like, I want us to do like writing assignments, learn how to write, learn how to do things like that. And so she started bringing in people that helped us do that. So with that, I was like, hey, I have another idea. I was like, I would like for some of us to write like we do it, every day. And, so she asked me what was I thinking. So I was like, a soap opera. So I wrote a soap opera, and we did this every day. So my high school life, so 9th, pretty much 10th, 11th, and 12th, we did soap opera. Every day.
Wow. So drama's where you started, because we know you for comedy. You've written Christian Brothers, of course, which we'll talk about in this interview. But drama. So who are some actors that have inspired you to dive into this?
You know what? Back then, I couldn't say that, because I was young, dumb, running the streets in high school. I can't really say it was anybody back then that I really had an appreciation for. I would say that was more so when I got older and I really got to see what it was and to understand the talent and the dedication that it takes is when I started to see things. It was like, oh, okay, and that's when I really started watching people like, oh, okay, but you know what? I don't really have one in particular because there's so many out there that's so great. And then I have a lot of my friends that's such great actors, and and just to see them from where they were to sign these big multi-million-dollar deals now. And it's like when I see that, I love that. So I always love to see them do that because it's a personal connection because I know them. But, people always be like, well, you're just going to say that because that's your friend. Probably so. But I know their real journey.
From the beginning, where you started, where you guys grew up, and you created a concept. You already knew at a young age this is something that you wanted to do, and you invested into it. So right on, here's the next person on.
Exactly. That's my take on that.
Right. So let's go down some of your credits here that you produced and written. You've got King Dog, you did Nico Live, you did Underpaid, which is one of my favorites, and Christian Brothers. The list goes on and on. We can hear reading your credits all day. So where do you get the inspiration from telling each and one of these stories?
Well, different inspiration comes from different things. Like Underpaid which was the first project that I ever written on my own, that I ever did, because at that point I was still doing lots of background work and production and commercials. So I was doing lots of production work, and sometimes I was doing productions on, they weren't multi-budget, they were low budgets. I like to say indie budget, because when you say a low budget, it kind of diminished the project. But some of these, I didn't really like the attitudes that was on set. It was like, you're paying a lot of people Little Caesar's pizza and you're rude as hell. You know, and I had an issue with that. I mean, me personally, I have a hard skin. So, you know, so I just let it roll over. So I didn't pay much attention to it. But sometimes when I would see how it would affect other people, and I was like, you know, that's not cool. I don't like that. You know, I always want to take up for the person who can't take up for themselves. So at that point, I was speaking with a mentor of mine named Bill Spearman. He was and he went on some movies that he actually let me be a part of. I told him that I wanted to write and do some stuff. And he was like, you know, you should do it. You should explore. So at that time, I lived in California long. Okay, I may have been here about maybe about five months. And a job that I worked at had closed. So I started with children's services. But I started working with children's services. I was working at another job. I wouldn't say where, but it was like a group home. So I lived there, and it was nice. It was more so something. I actually worked until I got the job at Children's Services. Then I just thought it was funny because the people that worked, they used it as a job. They weren't like maybe $50, $13. But I'm saying all that to say they weren't paying a lot. And what I found out was almost like the clients were more intelligent than the staff. I'll say that. And when I walked, I was like, you can't make this up, you know. And I just found comedy. You know, it was someone who worked there. She would do her laundry there. You know, she was a busty woman. You know, so she had very large bras, but she wasn't clean the washer or the dryer. And then the guy do their laundry. I found this, and you know, and I'm like, you know, we all know who it belongs to. So same comedy, so I started working. Came up with. I was called when I remember that a friend of mine called Willie Mack, who actually shot the first season for me. So he was like, "Don't do that." He was like, "Because you kind of give away the title, what it's about." He was like, "So I suggest you change it." So I thought about it, and I thought about it. So I was like, "Okay, underpaid." And then when I came with underpaid, I also came with the tagline. When we came with staffing, they wasn't making a lot of money, so they just didn't get, you know. And then that's how I came up with underpaid, which was my first baby. And right away, initially, that was oh goodness. I was grateful enough to find a lot of people who had moved to California around the time that I had wanted to do business. So I was a lot of people's first project. When we did that, I had eyes on me. Adult Swim wanted to sign me, and I was really hyped about that. I was like, "Oh, it's really dope." But when I went to looking at what they were offering, it wasn't even so much about the money, but it was what they were offering. And basically, what they was offering, we're going to give you, and I think it was like 15,000 for 3 seasons, and all I had to do was come up with like 6 episodes. And at that time, it was popular where you could do 15 block. That they had to 15, so I only had to do like 12-minute episodes. And I was cool with that because I'm like, well, we shot the first season so much cheaper than that. But they wanted to take my name off as the creator. You know, I have an issue with that. I was like, we're paying for it. You will be the executive producer, but you can't take my name off as the writer and creator. You know, I didn't feel comfortable with it. So I walked away from it. I looked at it like something, you didn't miss something you didn't have. So I walked away from it and I went on to do um, and the second season was great. You could see the difference in how it was shot, better edited. You know, I went on to win several awards for that. And because of that catapulted me to something else. I, you know the name Bobby Peoples, but during this time, they had a streaming channel, and they had seen underpaid on YouTube and reached out to me. So they have a streaming channel, and they were looking for writers and everything. So I remember I was happy because give me a new home on YouTube, for this. So I did that. Then I created a show um, specifically for the channel. I put it in, put it on that channel, and and it went win several awards too. And it was a TPN original, I did for that channel, and that was Christian Brothers. Yeah, that was Christian Brothers. That was my second big Christian Brothers, and we I got bigger distribution with when I do next season. I start writing the third season. I was approached to do. I was approached by a distribution company if I would re-edit it into a movie. So lo and behold, I did, and that came out. That came out last year. Yeah, Christian Brother came out. The movie, so I did that. So I was happy with that because it was like it basically rebirthed it. Before it was a series, now it was so like I said, I think that one to date won, I want to say like 14, like 10 professional awards.
Wow. And speaking of awards, you are 18, well, at my assumption, approximately 20-time award-winning writer. You've won so many awards for your work. Can recognize your work, and Christian Brothers is one of the projects that has gotten recognition all over the world. People know it, and it is still a classic. You had Nelson J. Davis on the cast, and Nelson doing his thing with production, behind the scenes, and Concealment too, which is out right now. So you guys want to check that out.
Yes, that's my brother. Nelson's my brother.
What is some of the best advice you've given Nelson? Because he's an excellent, you both are outstanding producer and writers. And seeing him behind the lens rather than in front of the camera is completely different. So what is some of the best advice you've given Nelson?
Well, I can't say that I've really given him too much, but I mean, we've always had conversations, and I've always told him, treat your talent, as if they matter, or like they matter, because I've just been on sets where that didn't happen. And, like I said, you need your talent to relay the vision. So you need to treat them with respect. And if you're not happy with them, well, recast them, but, be professional. But yeah, it's not too much to tell Nelson, because Nelson, he's always on the go. Like, Nelson is go. Like, if he can do a project in between a project, he's with it. Him and I did a project, Christian Brothers. We did that years ago, but we did it as a segue because I was talking to him about the project, and I was like, well, let's bring in Christian Brothers and then spin off the Braden. And Braden is still doing very good on Amazon. Just saw those numbers today. But yeah, so we did discuss a Braden movie. Now, if that will happen, I don't know. Because Nelson's been very busy. I've been very busy. And he had did a movie that was pretty much similar to his character in Braden. So I don't know how that would look if he actually went on to do a movie. I would kind of change the concept. So it, the picture of that movie. So.
And that was going to be my next question for you. You must have read my mind, because I said, okay, Breaking, which is like spin-off of Christian Brothers. Would you ever do a movie with Nelson? But you guys both is timing. You both are busy producing and directing and writing, so timing is the thing.
Yeah, but I would definitely do more projects with Nelson. Like Nelson's family, when something is right, we're going to jump in and do it because, like I said, Nelson is a true professional. And I've always said if I had just 7 like him, we would be good. Because I am like Spike Lee and Tyler Perry. I like to recycle my actors, because you build bonds, you build trust, so you know who you can count on. But I also like the fact that I'm in a position where I can get new talent opportunities because I'm sure it's hard out here. That's just in the world, period. When you go to the jobs, they want you to have all this education. If you have the education, you go to the interview, you don't have experience, so they don't want to give you the job. I'm like, but they just paid for like 4+ years. They don't have experience. They start somewhere to get experience. So it puts you in a round and round circle. But I would hire you, but you don't have the experience. I would hire you, but so I've always looked at myself and I take pride in that's what I do. Because I want to give people opportunities. The dreams. I'm part of people's first IMDb credits. So I like that. I take pride in I'm the first person to help someone, break down and do what they want to do. So I enjoy
And
that.
that's good in this business because for us as people of color, for you as a Black filmmaker, for us as creators, we don't get that much representation. So for you to be able to give people opportunities is amazing. It's remarkable. I've sat with so many Black filmmakers here on my platform. That's why I created Style by Two, so that everybody that is a Black filmmaker coming up in the scene, because we know, as you mentioned, the Spike Lee and Tyler Perry, there's so many of them. Give
Yeah.
the next generation an opportunity. So for you, Levi, being in the game for so long, what advice would you give to the next generation of filmmakers and actors?
I would ever say for the next generation, filmmakers, if this is something you want to do, don't be lazy with it. Build your craft. Study. Watch movies, mock them. Me still to this day, I get in here and I'm talking to myself lines. Somebody may worry about like, oh, he crazy, but no, I'm sharpening my craft. Because the funny thing is, comedy is my genre, but I'm not a comedy actor. I'm more of a serious actor. Go figure. I'm a big number, but go figure. I do more serious roles, so to speak. Or the sarcastic, whatever. So I would definitely tell you to sharpen up on your craft. Don't be lazy. Be open to take, criticism, critiques. Because people think just because someone say they don't like something, that don't mean it means that they don't like maybe how you did it and a better way you could do it. Future filmmakers, I would just tell them, right within your budget, know what you're looking for and stand by it, and don't let anyone tell you no. Because I had people in the beginning telling me, well, no, you shouldn't do that, don't do that. I did it. And funny thing, Lee himself actually told when I told him that, and I told myself I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to do what the camera person told me. And he was like, no, you could do it. He was like, no, you got a little next time. So so when I went through the 7th season, I did it. I like it, and I'm proud of it because it was Levi's way. I wanted from this angle, and you were like, "Well, I think it should be this angle." Okay, I don't think it should. Let's have a discussion because you may have a point, but I wasn't. You didn't want to connect because you didn't want to reset the camera. We were doing that. Project. So, so I didn't. Yeah, for the record, think your lane. Do what you do and don't let people tell you.
And I love what you said, which is basically, if you're going to get in this business, don't be lazy. If you're going to be an actor, you have to go in all the way. And make sure punctuality is key. And that's why, when I interviewed, before I interviewed, I said, okay, I just got out of here, makeup, Levi, and he said, okay, the same thing. So it's all about punctuality and being on time and being prepared for this table read. Because producers, directors, they have that power. And they can say, okay, cut, you're working on time. It's all about professionalism. And for me,
And
it's
we
all about
talk.
timing. So,
And we
yes.
talk. We talk.
And
I have
it's
a
around me
filmmaker
too.
friends,
Yeah.
and we talk. And if they ask me about someone, and I may not have the best experience with them, I will let them know what my experience was, but it's always on them to try them for themselves. Because my experience may not be yours. Maybe after I did what I did, they decided, oh, I need to humble myself and maybe I need to fix that for the next project. So something I never want to bounce anyone out of work. Never. But it's always up, like I said, the power to the next people they want to look at it. But I would say this, if you toss me, odds are I won't work with you. And that's just that, because anyone can tell you on my set, it's 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 like very cool, and I'm dedicated. I had a surgery and I had came out, I think I was released on Tuesday and had to be on set Thursday. And it was a very uncomfortable day for me, because I was still bleeding. I was in tremendous pain. Those pain pills didn't work. Sticking up too long and just talking, but I had to relay my vision. I had to keep smiling. So I couldn't let you know that I was in pain, because that would bring down the whole set. It,
Right.
I just was glad when it was over so I could just pass out the bed. But we did it and we got it done. And this was for Nico Live, by the way. But we still shot it, made it happen. It's won several awards as well. So I am so I am so
And you've mentioned surgery. You're still. I remember you telling me that, and I said, just definitely take it easy. And you're still producing, still directing. And we have a question for you. From Alan Hank, he wants to know: having a comedic background, does it help you read the room when auditioning for more serious roles?
It does help me read the room, and I'll say why, because I don't take nothing too deep. So it actually does. I don't take anything too deep, and I like to be the mole in the room too, because it was a project I worked on, and I was just doing casting basically. I had nothing else to do with this project. I was just doing casting, and so I remember I came out in the room and I was telling people, okay, well, we're going to take people in by threes, because it was a scene with three people. So we were pairing people up like that. So I was like, guys, I'm going to put you, who you for, who you for, who you for. So I was just letting them know, okay, so I was like, okay, so I need you guys to like go off in the corners and read together, because you guys will present together. Now, it don't mean that if one is bad, the other two is out, but because it's a scene and we're doing it like that, and there's so many people. And this one guy in particular was just bad. Well, I don't want to say bad. He was arrogant, where he didn't want to steady with anybody. He was like, well, I don't need to do that with them. And I said, well, you do, because these are going to be your scene partners. So he just gave real resistance. So I was like, okay. So I was like, fine. So I actually left him by himself, and I paired the other two with someone else. And what it was, anyone that we found incredible, we were going to pull them back anyways and have them read with somebody else as well, to see what chemistry was looking like. So when it got to him, he came out and they were just like, well, we're going to have you read your lines by yourself. And he was like, okay. And then they were like, well, wait a minute, Levi, is this the one who didn't want to read with anybody? And I said, yeah. I said, this is the one who didn't want to read when by. So he just had this look on his face because at that point he was like, oh, his role is a little bit more significant than what I thought, and he's one of the ones just judging this. So needless to say, as soon as he said one word, I was like, thank you, sent him on his way. Like, bye, because that wasn't going to work for that production. Arrogance, that wasn't going to work.
And there's certain actors out here that are like that will say, okay, I'm here for the lead role, or I just want to read by myself. I don't want a screen partner. There are some out here that will do that exact thing, and you can do that in this business. What Levi did is exactly what other producers will do. Thank you for your service. Right?
Yeah, it's the truth, because you're already letting us know you're already difficult to work with and you haven't even got the job.
Yeah. You have to go in it confidently, of course, but don't be arrogant about it.
Exactly. And those are the ones I generate. The ones that have more personality, I've always just gravitated to more anyways, because I'm a big personality. I'm very laid back. But I have a big personality. On set, I'm happy. I'm smiling. Back in the day, I was craft services. I was cooking for us. I haven't had to do that too much lately, and I like that I haven't, because that takes a lot on you when, we're trying to shoot a scene and I got to go and stir some stuff. And then, they're calling me to set and I'm like, I'm stirring something. I'll be there in a minute. I'm listening, I got the monitor here looking. No. Ooh, the struggles.
So it's a balance, being able to balance that out. But now you've got it. You wear so many hats, but you got it. So that was going to be my next question for you, is balance. How do you find that balance? Because you do everything. You do it all.
You know what? I think the balance came from, or comes from, where what your budget is, and you can't afford to bring in so many people, so you do have to do a lot yourself. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm a bit of a control person. When I have a vision, I kind of execute it, and I know what I want, and it's very few people who can match my energy on set when it comes to that. I mean, I've had assistants and I've had to let them go because I'm like, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And every time I look up, they're over my shoulders, and I'm like, you should be on a whole nother side of the building doing what I've asked you to do. You don't need to be here watching us shoot this. That's not what you're here for. Or they're all in the back taking Instagram pictures, but not getting done what I need. So, it's like, so a lot of times it's just easier for me to keep it myself, because that way I know at the end of the day it is done. And that's not always the best feeling, but I do know I can trust myself. And I don't know, how tired it makes me, but I know that I can trust myself. And it's like I say, it's very few other people who can match my energy. But what I found out is a difference between someone who wants to learn, someone who wants to just get paid, or someone who wants to look important, and it's a difference. If you got someone taking on a project because they're doing this for their Instagram and it makes them look like they're really doing something, okay, they're not investing in your project. If they're doing it because they just want to get paid, they're not investing in your project. And I've just learned that when I see stuff like that, or if I go to speak with someone about something and the first thing they ask, what's your budget? And I'm like, but you approached me. I didn't even approach you. And you're already asking me what my budget is. You're already then you're not interested in what I'm actually doing. You're interested in a bag. So that means you're not going to treat, so I look for people that believe in my project, and when we're making it, they treat my project like it's their project, because at the end of it, it's our project, because we're all in it together. And that's why when I do different interviews, I do different film festivals, I include everybody. Like King Doe, we won. Is that? Oh, that's good. King Doe, we won an award, and I was blessed that we won the award before the premiere of King Dope. So we had won the Film Festival award, and it was like 24 people involved in that. 24 people. I wanted them to list all 24 people, and I wanted an award for every one of them. Now, I had to pay for that, because it was only given one award. But I wanted it to list everyone, and I wanted to get an award for that. And it was for best comedy, best urban comedy, something, I think it was. Yeah, the first award we got. So I wanted everyone's name to be involved in. So that's how I treat my people. So at the premiere, I gave them all thank you gifts, and they all had the actual award. Of the film festival that we won, so I did that, and like I said, it was just it was a good thank you gift at the premiere, because it was like they were always able to walk through the award, because it took all of us to make the project, and and everybody stepped up and did their job, and so they all took home.
And that's amazing that that you being a producer and the creator to make sure that you include your entire cast. And some other producers and directors, they won't do that. But
I know that. I know a lot that don't do that, and I just smile, and I'm like, well, it's really not my place to speak on.
Right.
That's just not how I do things. So,
Oh, I love that. What Eileen typed in the comments. Arrogance will bring your downfall, but if you are humble, you will be respected. I love that.
That's true. That is, that's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt right there. I like that comment.
So, yes. For you, what is next for you? Because I know you have a project coming up. I did my research and homework, and I know you have something coming up. And I know you don't want to give out. I know you can give out all the details, but give us a hint of what we can expect, because every project that you created, masterpiece.
Well, actually, I had wrote two projects. I had wrote a project called "We're in This Together." That's with my guy Ryan. He lives in Houston. I seen him in a project, and I was like, so I reached out to him. I was like, you dope. And I was like, I had a concept about something, and I think that you would be good in it. So that's actually written and done. He's a school teacher, so it's just a matter of us going to film that when he's not, in school. And then I wrote another one for another young guy that I seen. Excellent. I said, okay. I said, this guy is like Othello. Okay, like 20 years old. And I said I wanted to see him in something top billing. So I was like, I could give him something top billing. So I wrote another one called It Takes a Village. And it's loosely based off me, slightly, very, 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 very loosely, because the only thing was I made him as a foster kid, and he graduated. And his whole foster kid situation is just a hot mess in itself. But it's funny. It's comedy. But with that, when he graduates, he moves to Long Beach because he wants to go to college in the fall. His foster mom didn't want him to go anywhere because she wanted to keep getting those checks for him. So he basically ran away. But in the course of him running away, he gets two roommates in Long Beach, and he's doing he on his stuff. He finds a job at a radio station. He gets a basketball scholarship. So he's ready for college. But boom, then he finds out that he has a kid by his foster sister. So that's a little creepy. But so the roommates have conversations over that. One of his roommates was like, "Well, that's nasty. It was your sister." Then the free spirited, the reckless one was like, well, it wasn't his real sister, and now she's a stud, and she has a girlfriend, and her girlfriend don't like the baby. So she was like, well, I found on Instagram you lived here, so you take the little baby, and I'll be back. Me and my girl want to spend some time together. And she leave, and then the other roommate was like, your baby daddy ain't coming back. So it's just crazy. So she don't come back. So it's kind of him navigating, raising a child, and stuff he don't know, and he meets a girlfriend, And it just takes it from there. It moves really fast, to be honest, because I did it episodic. It's only 3 episodes, so it moves very fast. But yeah, so that's the one. So those were all ready, but what happened was I got hit up from another distribution company, and they enjoyed King Dope. So they wanted me to make King Dope into a movie. So the thing was with King Dope, because I only did 1 season, I didn't have a lot of material for King Dope, right? So I had to go back literally to the drawing board, and I had to write more episodes of King Dope. So as you can see, this is how I had to break it down. So this is how I had to break it down, so I knew what to add to it. But the good thing with that was by me adding more, and it was episodic, I was like, okay, I can write things in between these episodes to make it flow like a movie, but still keep it the premise of how it is of him. At the end of every segment, he's storytelling, and the story plays out of what he's talking about. But then I was like, okay, I can just branch them, and so I did do that. So I had been working, as you can see, on like casting. Yeah, so we're hoping that we can start filming that in June. It looks like it's going to be a 2.5, 3-day film shoot. So with that, we're going to shoot that, and then we'll just re-edit it into the project, and then do new cover art, make a new tagline, put it out. So when that happened, I really pretty much stopped everything else. And then, I had hand surgery, so I had to stop anyways. I had carpal tunnel surgery. And they did both my hands, so I couldn't write. And this is my dominant hand, the right hand. And I couldn't write, so I couldn't do any much. So I had to stop. So I stopped. Well, actually, after I had the surgery, I still was typing. And I probably shouldn't have, because it got infected. So that's what happened, because I still was doing what I probably shouldn't have been doing. But I'm proud to say I'm on the last leg of that. So I only got like maybe 6 more pages to write, like the finale part of it. And I already know the direction we're going, but I have to wait till my hand gets better to do that. But we're going to shoot that. So after we shoot that, then I think the next one is to go in and do, I think I'm going to do It Takes a Village, and then We In This Together. I think I'll do that last. So that may be pushed towards the end of the year or the beginning of the year, because I wrote that episodic. But the more I look at it, I'm like, this makes a dope movie, because it's about a guy, and he has a wife. They're a young couple. He's an attorney. She used to be a stripper, so she's basically a housewife, a socialite. They adopted a kid. The kid is Puerto Rican. At least for right now he is, because the one that I'm looking to bring on is Puerto Rican. And the mom don't like him, because she was like, well, they adopted him online, so the pictures were misleading, and he don't look like that. So that's her biggest thing. She's like trying to keep up with the Joneses. So they find out later on through the situation that she's thinking she can't get pregnant because of him. They find out later that she can get pregnant, and she is pregnant, and she was pregnant. But what happened is she was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant by him. So, the whole thing. So how do we bounce back from this? Juan is in this project. So yeah, I'm happy to say that Juan will be in this project. So yeah, so it's gonna be I really can't wait to film that, because this is gonna be dope. So I kept saying this is episodic, but then I was like, I think we're gonna just make this into a movie. I think we're just gonna do it in a movie. So I think that's what happened with that. Yeah. So, but I mean, we got that coming on, and I had did a project last year for Lifetime. It hadn't been released yet. I gave a release date, but I got misinformation. But I played a pedophile. Very dark project. Like literally when we wrapped, just the end of each day of filming, I filmed for what, 3 days, and it was very dark for me. And like I said, comedy is my genre, but this was very dark for me, and it took a lot. Like it took a lot to decompress from that. Like
Yeah.
when we got done for the day, because I would be like, oh, I was still like messed up in the head, because I had to like dig really deep to try to. I was like, ooh. I was like, I don't know how people gonna feel about this, but like I said, part of the acting, that's the thing you do. So if somebody can look at that and hate me, that means I did my job.
Right.
Hopefully they just understand it was acting.
Yeah. Challenging. Being an actor, you have to step outside of your comfort zone and do things that are uncomfortable and challenging.
Yeah, and I think that's it. And like I said, being that I hadn't been in front of the camera that much lately, I have been starting to do these things, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, it's just a challenge for me, and to show that I could do it. Because like I said, comedy is my genre, but stuff that I do personally, as far as me acting, is not comedy. So it's funny, and the funny thing is, my favorite genre is horror, but I write comedy. But like I said, I love comedy, but we have so much in the works coming up. We actually are shooting a new Nico Live. It's called The Real Nico Live. That's like casted and ready to go. That's starring my best friend, because his name is Nico. So, we're just trying to get that together. Hopefully he's watching this, because I'm waiting on him. Yeah, but no, I believe we're going to get that, done this year. I know, because it's just a one-day shoot. So we'll get that done this year. So yeah, I mean, we got things in the books. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to the year. Like I said, it's been some things to try to stop me, but it seems like I do my best when there's obstacles,
Yeah.
And I like that, because I sit back later and just look at everything and be like, oh, you did that. And you was going through this and you was going through that, but you did that. So, I like that. It keeps me inspired. And what I find out is people may not say stuff, but people are always watching, and it feels good sometimes when I'm just out and about and someone walks up to me and will say, are you Levi Otis? And I'm like, yeah. How you know my name, and they say, oh, I like such and such project, or I read some of the posts you make on Facebook, and they're just so inspiring, and yada yada, and thank you. And I'm like, well, if I was able to make your day, then I did my job, because I'm always trying to make someone smile and try to make someone happy. And I try to relay that in my work. Hence is why I do comedy the most, because comedy makes us feel good, and we live in a time right now where there's so much uncertainties going on and just different things going on from time, minute to minute. Comedy just is, it makes people feel good, and I like making people feel good, and I take pride in that.
And we need it more than anything.
Yes.
Like you said, the time that we was very polarizing in a time of uncertainty. So definitely.
Yes. So I enjoy all of it. All of it.
All right, Fashion Dolls. That is what Levi has coming up. We're going to do our games with Levi, and we're going to take some questions, and then I'm going to give you guys the final thought of the day, sitting with some food of thought. All right? So the first game is called Diamond Breaker. Diamond Breaker is where I'm going to ask Levi questions. He has to tell me some of his favorite things. And then the next one is called, of course, Turn the Table, where Levi gets to ask me questions. Fashion, beauty, anything he wants to know, and I have no choice but to answer. Because of my new viewers, you get to know a little bit about me through the Turn the Tables, all right? So we're going to start off with Diamond Breaker, all right? So I'm going to give you some questions, sort of like quickie. All right, the first question is, what is your favorite movie genre to watch?
I like, my favorite movie genre is horror. Actually, to be honest, I like horror. That's my favorite movie genre. I love horror.
Okay. I would have thought you said comedy instantly because you do it, but
No, I
you
love
like
horror. I write comedy, but I love horror. I like comedy too, but I like horror better.
what is your number one recommendation in the city?
My number one recommendation in the what? The sea?
In the city, in your city, in LA.
Oh, okay. Well, I live in Redondo Beach, California. And I would say my recommendation would be this restaurant out here called The Kettle. It's by the water, and the food is dope, not too pricey, and the service is amazing.
All right, all right. What is the earliest book you remember? Like, think back, childhood, teenager. What is the earliest book you remember?
Andrew Niederman, The Surrogate Son. Good book. I read that book. Matter of fact, I recently read that book again, and I hadn't read that book in over 25 years. But yeah, over 25 years, and I recently read it again, and that the book is good. Is good. That should be a film.
All right, all right. So maybe you can do, you know, get the license, everything. You could do it.
Yeah, that would be a dope project for me too. That would be great.
Which song could you listen to over and over again?
Ooh, shit, anything by Janet Jackson. You know, her concert coming up too. Anything, you know what? I'm a very big Janet Jackson fan. Never missed a concert. Yeah, never missed a concert. But yeah, I think if I had to pick one, I would probably say Let's Wait a While. Or Funny How Time Flies. I definitely like the earlier Janet, but I mean, I like all Janet.
All right. All right. What is an easy item on your bucket list that you have not done yet?
An easy item on my bucket list that I have not done yet?
Yeah.
Whew, I've done everything on my bucket list. Yeah, I've traveled the countries, been on cruises. You know what? Is nothing on my bucket list that I have not done. I've done everything.
So check mark for every day.
Yes. Now I will tell you this. I'll share this with you. It's not on my bucket list, but I have a guilty pleasure. I'm a sneakerhead, and just as within the week and a half, I've bought 4 new pairs of sneakers, over $800. I don't know why I did that shit. But they look good, and I can't wait to wear them when I go to Vegas next week. But yeah, I'm a sneakerhead, and I like to drink old fashions.
Okay. Last question. Are you more productive in the morning or at night?
I am more productive in the morning and throughout the day. Yeah, because see, I'm still old school. I work off a list. Like, I have a list, and it gives me my pleasure when I've completed and I can check through it. Like, you know, I love that. So yeah, but I start my list in the morning. Yeah, and I try to wrap it by 6 or 7. I try. I'm not gonna always say that happens, because sometimes it don't.
Get carried on, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes things get added to that list, but it is what it is. You know, that's part of me and part of what I do, and I'm good with. I'm good with it. So yes, no complaint though.
All right, Fashion Dolls. That is Diamond Breaker. All right, the next question. Well, the next game we're going to do is called Turn the Table. And this is where Levi gets to ask me some questions. All right? I was just about to bring your name up. You must have been reading my mind. My fraternal Yankee has a huge sneaker collection as well, too. So I knew he would have attested to that.
Hey, all right. Talking about them shoes. There we go. Yeah. Normally, I do my lives from where I have my shoes in the back, and I was like, Yeah, I'm not gonna do that today. Someone told me I think that's very pretentious, and I was like, well, it's not pretentious because I worked hard to buy it. I was like,
Right.
so that's something I'm proud of. I was like, but okay. So I was like, I'll sit at my desk today.
All right. All right. All right, fashion dolls. It is time for the turn the tables. Levi is going to ask me some questions as many as he wants. And this is for my new viewers to kind of get to know a little bit about me through his questioning. So I'm going to pass it down to Levi. Take it away.
All right. So I'm gonna ask first question. It's gonna be just a little hair question. I have very long hair. You can't tell because it's cornrow, but it actually needs to
Yeah.
be done. We get it done Friday. But when I don't have it braided and I choose to wear it down and wear it curly, do you have any tips where I could wear my, well, right now I can't comb it, so I can't do it anyways, but do you have any tips where I could wear my natural curls, but where they wouldn't dry out on me as much or try to shrivel?
Shrinkage. Right. Okay, so for me, I have the same problem. But I'm relaxed. I just braid, everything is braided down. So when we're wearing our hair in these braided styles, it's important that we open them and let our hair breathe and get oxygen. So just like our body needs oxygen, our hair has to breathe too. I know for me, I wait every 6 to 8 weeks for a relaxer or relaxer touch up. That's when I'm supposed to go back in. So for me, what I do is I make sure that I take care of it, maintain it, and I'm pretty sure you do that. I've seen some of your stories where you talked about your hair and things, and make sure you shampoo, make sure you condition. And I know for me, I used to do that until it came to my mom. Lord, I hope she don't kill me for saying this. And I'm pretty sure every black woman can attest to this. That bonnet, they would sleep with a bonnet or silk scarf, and that would prevent hair breakage. So to maintain your curls, make sure you find a product. There are so many products out here on the market for to maintain your natural curl texture, but find one that works for you. Like there's shampoo, there's As I Am, of course, Human Nature. I know for me, I use kaleidoscope. I just started getting into kaleidoscope
Oh, okay.
products.
That's pretty good. Debra
Yes,
says.
and I love it. I love it. And I also do a little bit of Kim Kimble too. So those are my go-to. But
I
find a
haven't
product
seen her
for you.
in years. You know, I used to always see her,
Kim
like at the Beverly
Kimble.
Hills. Yeah, I used to always see her. I have not seen her out. I mean, I definitely know they don't do that show anymore, um, because I would pass where they filmed at, and I haven't heard from Kim Kimble in years. Yeah.
Well, she just put the products in CVS. So you guys go and check
Oh,
it out there. The products are in CVS. I swear by them. I love her daily moisturizing shampoo. Whenever it's shampoo day for me, I go to that. Or either I will go to Paul Mitchell. So yes, you can say, well,
see, that was
she
always
got
my
beautiful hair.
go-to. Was Paul
Yes,
Mitchell, because when I washed my hair with that, it made my hair curl. Because I have nice curly hair. People don't see it much because I keep it cornrow, you know,
yeah. Protect the
and everything. And I'm like, the older, I don't want to have to deal with my own hair. That's why I keep it cornrow. But I do miss sometimes, I want to have on all
style.
black and hair
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
curly, and I'm looking all, sophisticated. Maybe I'll do that for
And you will, because you're always on the go, and we're both always on the go. We're always making sure the things are right. So we have to, when it gets to that downtime, you make sure you take time for that hair. And I know for me, when it's like the weekend, that's my time for me to just unwind, do get my mom to do my hair, and then I will shampoo, maintain, and condition it. But that's the tips to making sure that you have healthy, luscious curls, because I know everybody has a different curl pattern. My girlfriend is like a 3C. My brother, well, he has dreadlocks. So his girlfriend, she wears a lot of protective styling as well, too. My mom is that girl all the way. And I have other women in my family, like my grandmother. And then my aunts, one of my aunts, when she completely stopped doing relaxers, she just goes straight to the pressing. But I know
yeah,
my grandmother is relaxed. So it's like everybody has their own thing with their hair and their own
right.
curl pattern, and it varies. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So, what would be your most favorite Whitney Houston song?
Ooh. Whitney. Now, you know I'm a big Whitney fan. KP must have told you that. I'm going to get him because he knows that I am a big Whitney fan. I'm every woman. I'm every woman. And I
Okay,
play
the
it
amp.
every Friday. Yes. Yes. I'm every woman.
Okay. Okay, I ain't mad at that. So I would say the next question is, what do you feel about the situation with I don't want to jack this girl's name up, but I try to disassociate myself from the news sometimes because it messes with my mental, and I'm a
Yes.
creator. But Shanquilla, what do you feel about her?
I've heard and I've seen.
Yeah,
I would just say this. Um, I don't know much about the backstory, but I will say this. This black woman did not deserve to lose her.
right.
And it's just like whenever black women, Erica Alexander, we know her as Matt on Living Single, she said this.
I
Whenever
know
black
her.
Erica, yes, she did a documentary called Finding Tamika, which is on this black woman that lost her life. Um, whenever black women or black people of color in general, we lose our life or we go missing, it's not being brought to the forefront.
Right.
So this black woman, her family deserves every answer there is. We know her whereabouts. She was on vacation. But
Mm-hmm.
diving deeper into this research as a black woman, as a woman of color, I worry. And that's why I think are very, very small. Because not everybody, and I think you said, I posted to this in these business. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be the producer. I'm here to be, do business with you. So
Right.
I've learned to separate the two, business associates and friends. And I
Right.
keep my circle small. But this black woman did not
Same
deserve to
here.
lose her life at all. And I want justice. I've been talking about this I've talked about it briefly on my platform before, but there's more to the story, and the family needs to know answers. Because no one, no parent, no mother, no father wants to get that 2 a.m. phone call or just get a phone call or hear about it on the news that your child has lost their life. That's
Exactly. Facts.
devastating.
Facts.
So those are my thoughts. And we, as a community, we have to do better when it comes to. We're seeing it now, the outcry from the Jordan Neely situation. I didn't touch on that, but I'm going to touch on. We have to do better with
Yeah,
protecting black
and I
lives.
agree with that. And I said I was going to use my platform to speak because a lot of times, politics and stuff, I just stay away from it.
Me too. I stopped
So
covering
I
it on
just
my
stay away
platform. I
from
used to
it.
talk about it, but yeah.
But I did say I think moving forward, if I have an opinion on something, I will state it and put a period behind it because it's not up for interpretation or negotiation. This is my opinion. No one needs to rebuttal or say anything. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I will say this. I'm a black woman first. So as a black woman, my life matters. And we protect black women all day, every day. I've been
Mm-hmm.
vocal about it for the longest, and people still don't get it.
Yeah,
Whenever we experience harm as women of color, as black people, they keep it up under the rug. Oh, you didn't experience trauma. Whenever I speak about it, people look at me like I'm crazy and say, well, you didn't experience it. So it's sad that even Monique said this in an interview. It's sad that when a black woman loses her life, her story gets told. And it's just like, why now? Why wait until now? When it should have
exactly.
just been brought to the forefront. Talk about it.
Because that's guilt and profit. I feel guilty, but we can profit off this story now.
Right.
And that's definitely not right. But yeah.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
So we be here all day on that. But yes, that's my thoughts. Protect black women. Protect us. We're here. I'm black. I'm a woman.
Yeah. Well, I'm black partially too. No.
Oh my goodness. Oh, but that was it. That was that fashion dog. Do you have any questions for myself, Levi? That is the Turn the Table segment. Levi, you get to ask as many questions as you want.
Be like, ooh, let me see. Well, I think I have one more question. I always ask people this question. If I was if I was able to do something that would interest you in any of my projects, would you be interested?
Absolutely. Yes,
Y'all
absolutely.
heard that? Y'all heard that? No.
Definitely. I shot a horror film back in 2020. Well, I didn't shoot it. I was a part of the project. We
Well,
assisted.
I heard you say that. Yeah, I was
Yes.
listening.
Oh my goodness. And ever since then, I would like to tap back into acting, but it's just timing. It's just timing,
Mhm.
finding the time. If you find something that you love, you find time for it. So it's all about balance for you. It goes back to balance and being able to balance that out.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. So true. Mm-mm. So this would be so. Which one of my films that you like the most, or which film of mine have you not seen?
Oh my goodness. You have so many projects. Of course, I've seen Christian Brothers. I've
Yeah.
seen King, but the other one, Brenda, the spinoff, that one right there. I'd like to go and watch.
Okay, Braden is on Amazon. Bra- Braden is on Amazon. Braden is on Watch ACTV. And, and I think recently I put it on YouTube because Nelson was like, it's been some time, put it on YouTube for people who haven't seen it. So I think actually Braden is on YouTube right now. Yeah, Braden is on YouTube. Hmm.
And I will be binging because I have been binging a lot of black shows, black films, and people are like, oh, don't watch the films on TV. No, listen, and this is my thing on that because I get so sick and tired of people like, well, ooh, y'all watch that on TV. It's black films, it's black creators, it's black producers. You have
Hmm.
to start somewhere. Yeah, I mean, there's so many film creators out here that are black, that are up and coming, that are fresh to the scene. And I try to give everybody a platform, and I try
Yes.
to check out everybody's project. So support black filmmakers out here, especially with what's going on. I didn't touch on it, but the writer's strike. That's crazy that that's going on.
It is, and you know what? Okay, I'm tread lightly with this. Um, Someone I know who is part of the Writers Guild asked me to come down in solidarity with them to stand out there. And I said, I said, I believe that, but at that particular day, I had to go see my surgeon about my hand, so I couldn't go that time, and I was in Hollywood. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'll just shoot up the street, But by the time I was done, that was done. But then I was later on, I kind of was like, I kind of had a struggle with it. And I'm going to tell you why I had a struggle with it. And I'm trying to choose my words correctly. Um, I had a struggle with it because I'm not actually in the Writers Guild, so to speak. Now, when I write my projects, I always register them, but I'm not
Right.
part of that union, so to speak. So the thing is, you know, I'm not considered by some to be a writer. However, I've won several awards. So I was like, well, if I'm not considered to be one of you, why am I good enough to stand with you when you're trying to make a point? But other than that, I get no acknowledgement. So I'm still having a struggle with that. You know, I'm still having a struggle with
Right.
it. You know, so
I
but that is unfortunate. But you know, some people are still working. You know, because our writers aren't with the guild. So I listen to what they say. Where they say some of these indie writers are taking their jobs, and I'm like, no, that's not true. They're not taking your jobs. You shouldn't be mad at that. You should be mad at things are changing, and they're trying to slight you guys as far as money. That's where your focus should be. It shouldn't be indie writers who they consider less credentials is coming in taking your jobs, because apparently they were the best person for that job, hence why they got that job. You know what I'm saying? You probably
Right.
felt some type of way or felt that you were too good to do it, and they did it. You know, so here we are. So I know I'm getting some flack about that, but I stand on what I say.
My thing is this: give everybody an open opportunity that is black, that is talented. Make it
Mhm.
fair across the room,
Right.
and that's my thing.
Not yet. So that's all I have to say on that. No.
All right, fashion dolls, and that concludes the Turn the Tables segment. All right. So we don't have any questions. You guys haven't typed anything. I'm going to leave you guys with food for thought. They would comes from Josephine Baker. You are on the eve of a complete victory. You can't go wrong. The world is behind you. And that means right now
Hey,
you're at a point in your life where it's like, okay, you reach success, you're at the pinnacle, you are at the height of your career. You've worked hard to get where you're at. Keep going. Don't stop. You have a unit behind you. And when you have a positive circle of people behind you, family, friends, you can't go wrong. So definitely wanted to include that as food for thought, wrapping up and closing out today's show, Fashion Dolls. And Levi, it was a pleasure having you here. Let everyone know where they can follow you. Of course, we can check out your projects. They're everywhere. But let everyone know where they can follow you and check out your projects and so much more.
okay, I'm good, and I'm going to tell you guys all the projects and where you can find them. But you can reach me on Instagram at Levi Otis. You can reach me on Facebook at Levi Otis. Now, my page was closed, and I had to create a new one, but I'm still upset behind that. But it's Levi Otis as well. Only like 12 years of pictures and history gone, but it is what it is. But it's yeah, but it's Levi Otis too. My Twitter is Levi Otis in LA, and it's just LEVIOTIS, the letter N, the letter L, the letter A. My YouTube account is Levi Otis in LA too, I believe. But you can always go to YouTube and just type in Levi Otis, LEVIOTIS. You'll see my face up there smiling. And far as all my projects, my baby Christian Brothers, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go from the beginning. Underpaid is on YouTube. Currently is still there. Christian Brothers is now on Tubi. Yeah, Christian Brother movie is now on Tubi. And it's on Amazon Prime. Yes. If you want to just watch it in series form, it is up on YouTube now in series form right now. Braden is on Amazon, it's on Watch AC TV, and it is on YouTube. Yes. Case Management is on Watch AC TV, Amazon, and only 2 episodes is on YouTube. I never released it on YouTube because I had a distribution deal for that. Okay, and that was great. That was Case Management. Okay, so we got Nico Live, which is on YouTube. We got, and it's on Watch ACTV. Another Quay Rashad moment. It's on Watch ACTV. It's on, that's actually not on YouTube. I'm gonna have to upload that to YouTube because it's not on YouTube. And it's on Amazon. So that's where you can watch those 2. But I'm actually going to put that on. Actually, what I think I'm going to do with another Quay Rashad moment, I think I'm going to release every week. But you know what? I think I'm going to release every week an episode on my IG. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. If I haven't done that already, and I feel as though I did, but I can't remember. I would have to check. But if I haven't, I'm going to release one like every week on Amazon. I mean, on my IG. I'm going to do that. So then we got another Quay Rashad moment. We got Nico Live. And then we got King Dope. King Dope is right now on Watch ACTV. And it's private areas only right now, but it's going to come out in a broader platform where everybody can see it. So if you want to watch that right now, you would have to go to Watch ACT. So you have to pay to watch it. But or you can wait till it come out in the movie and it'll be on Tubi, Fox Soul, and a couple other places. The new projects that will be coming out real soon is We In This Together and It Takes a Village. And you can watch me play a pedophile sometime this summer on a Lifetime movie.
All right. And we got one question before we let you go, Levi. It's from Nocturnal Alinek. He says you write comedy and your favorite genre is horror. Will you be writing a comedic horror film?
You know what? I've often thought about that a couple times, and I've started. And the thing is with me, I'm very authentic, so I don't force anything. So I will write till I can't write anymore. And when I feel as though I don't have anything else to say, I'll just stop and leave it right there. Sometimes I can pick it back up and add to it, and sometimes it just becomes, shelved, period. So I would like to do that. It is my dream, actually, to do a horror film. I would try not to do too much comedy in it because, I would try to make it comical a little bit, but not too much. But it would be more comedy than gore because, you need a big budget to try to do stuff like that. So I probably would have to reflect more on comedy, of the thing. So that is something I would like to do in the future. Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Levi Otis, make sure you guys go and follow. Stay tuned. Thank you so much, Levi. I had such an amazing time. This has been longly overdue. And it was a pleasure having you here.
It was fun having. I mean, we talked about this, in 2022? Yes.
Oh, my God. This has been in the making. This has definitely been in the making. It's such a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Levi Otis, make sure you guys go and follow and check out all of his projects. And joining me tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we have Joshua Lee Johnson. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 4. I love you all, and thank you so much. Stay pure, stay fabulous, stay unapologetic, and more importantly, stay Child Off TV. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everybody.